Emmy winner for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie, Patricia Arquette for The Act.
Welcome to your intervention, everyone. Surprise. Does anyone have a question?
I do. Hi, Patricia. Right over here to your left. Hi, we're here with Spectrum News. When we had a chance to talk to you on the carpet, you had a really meaningful conversation with me about your advocacy for climate change and keeping the planet clean for our children. In your acceptance speech, you talked about trans rights as well. You seem to use your platform for causes, to advocate for causes that are you're passionate about. Can you talk to us about you using your celebrity to shine light on these important issues?
I really feel like it's not so much my advocacy for climate change as much as it's those kids who blew my mind, who showed up, you know, millions of them across the world to say we want a world to live in, we want a future to believe in, and they're right. And we need to give that to them, and it's very shameful, I think, for us as adults that we haven't provided that for them. As far as my speech tonight, I'm having a wonderful time in my career. I never saw it coming. I'm 51 years old. I'm getting the greatest, you know, roles of my life, working with the greatest people. But also, because I've been working so much, I haven't completely processed my sister Alexis's death. And I think sometimes we, like, you know, as an actor or anybody, you try to act like everything's fine. But the truth is, for days I've been talking to my family about, wow, I'm really starting to feel this heavy grief. I feel like I'm just starting to process this. So to be there tonight would be inauthentic, really, to not talk about my whole self and where I am, where my heart is, where my thoughts are. I really miss my sister, and I really want to help create a world where, you know, trans women of color live on the lowest amount of any group of people in America, under $10,000 a year in deep poverty. Trans people in America have a life expectancy of 35 years. So that's not acceptable, and still jokes are common, and we don't see people getting employed everywhere. You don't see them anywhere you're going to buy things. So we need to really change this, and I think we can change it rapidly if we care to, and I care to, and I want to make the world a better place for all the kids today. Thank you.
Patricia.
Oh,
Hi,
hello.
Jeannie
Hi,
Wolf.
good to see you. Hi.
Look, your activism can't surprise anybody. You were brought up that way.
Yeah.
When you say these are the greatest roles of your life, a lot of us think the stuff you did before was sensational. And
Yes.
these roles are women very different from you and must challenge you in a different way. But do you look back on that younger you that we also all admired and not appreciate? Do you appreciate what you did?
Of course I do, and I think, you know, with youth and falling in love and sexuality of youth, that's a wonderful story too, and I think it has a place there, and I'm grateful that I was hired at that time and that I worked with amazing filmmakers, and I've had this opportunity throughout my career. But the reality is, in this business in general, in your 50s, as a woman, you were put out to pasture. So I was kind of preparing for the time to come when I was going to be put out to pasture by this business, or I had to look like some, you know, trying to look like a 20-year-old. So I'm very glad that I'm actually alive in a time where there are so many interesting projects and roles. I don't think it was that common. It was more common in television for women, but now it seems to be changing.
We're loving it.
Thank you.
And we have time for one more question.
I think we're good, right?
Thank you, everyone.
All right, bye guys.